And now let's go to public address announcer Jay Rokeach for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Miami basketball, as tonight the University of Miami Hurricanes take on the visiting Owls of Florida Atlantic University. Let's introduce to you the starting lineup. First for the visitors tonight, the Owls of FAU. Florida Atlantic enters tonight's contest with a 1989 record of 6 victories and 17 defeats. Here are the starters. At the guard position, 5'9" junior from Greenville, Florida, number 14, Morsi Jones. At the other guard position, 6'3" junior from Bartow, Florida, number 21, Ron McClin. At the forward position, 6'3" freshman from Tallahassee, Florida, number 32, David Benjamin. At the other forward position, 6'6" junior from Coral Springs, Florida, number 40, Darrell Canning. And at the center position tonight, 6'8" freshman from Philadelphia, PA, number 43, Ray Schultz. And the head coach of the Owls is Lonnie Williams. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for the University of Miami Hurricanes. The Hurricanes enter tonight's contest with a 1989 record of 14 victories and 10 defeats. At the guard position this evening, 5'11" senior from Kennewick, Washington, number 3, Kevin Presto. At the other guard position, 6' freshman from Bowie, Maryland, number 13, Jake Morton. At the forward position, 6'6" senior from Sicklerville, New Jersey, number 23, Dennis Burns. At the other forward position, 6'6" senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 32, Uptown Eric Brown. And at the center position, 6'10" senior from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, number 45, Mark Richardson. And the head coach of the Hurricanes is Bill Foster.
The officials for tonight's game will be Lenny Wirtz, the referee, the umpires, Tom Corbin, and Dave Elliott. And they're the men who will work this basketball game here at the West Palm Beach Auditorium. Strange thing in my mind, and I look at the stats here, Jim, the Owls of FAU being outscored by some 6 points per game by their opponents, but still they're out-rebounding their opponents by an average of 4 per game. We'll look at the matchups and go into that a little more in depth. As Canning will go against Brown. Burns will have Benjamin. Wiley battles Schultz in the middle. McClin and Presto much the quicker. And Morton will have Morsi Jones, a recent transfer.
Good shot by Jake. A little outside of his range, I believe.
Coming out to meet the ball, Ron McClin. Schultz from outside. He scores over Richardson. And the 6'8" freshman from Philadelphia makes it 4-0. The shooting is picked up a bit. The Owls now hitting 41%. The Canes hitting 37%. And in rebounds, FAU out-rebounding the Canes 13-11.
Miami has failed to capitalize on several good breakaway opportunities. Need to handle the ball better, make the good passes.
Canes averaging 90 points a game coming into this one, but scoring has not been that great so far. 7:40 left to go in the first half. The Owls on the attack. Morsi Jones in trouble. But he gets rid of the ball. Schultz will take the shot, and he scores. Ray Schultz, 6'8" freshman from Philadelphia. Joel Warren, Mark Richardson, Eric Brown, Robertus Williams, and Kevin Presto on the court right now for the Canes.
This will be a real test of the conditioning of the Owls. At some point, head coach Lonnie Williams has got to make a substitution here. The legs are just going to wear out for his players.
Shot by Schultz is good as he put it in over Mark Richardson.
Dipped his shoulder, created a little room for himself by knocking Mark Richardson to the ground. Made the shot.
6 points for Schultz. We have 1:15 to go in the half. 34-32. The Canes by 2. McClin inbounds the ball to Benjamin. David to Morsi Jones.
1-3-1 zone by the Hurricanes. 1-3-1, trying to get the traps in the corner. Good move.
Good move by Schultz, wasn't it?
Good head and shoulder fake.
And
Got
he
the
now
defender up in the air. Banked it in.
has 8 points in the game. Joe Wiley.
Yep, stuck the shoulder.
Yep, threw a shoulder into Schultz, and the foul on Wiley.
Joseph Randon. Canning, good position. Look at him wall off right there. Joseph Randon can't do anything but foul Ray Schultz. That's a textbook example by Canning there of how you wall someone off.
7th team foul. Now, we were talking to earlier about the high number of fouls committed by FAU, but look here in the second half. Canes have 7 personal fouls, and not one has been called on the Owls here in the second half. That'll be Schultz 1-1 at the line. 89% free throw shooter. Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Big, solid guy, 6'8", 215 pounds. True freshman. Big and strong. And a nice shooting touch.
He puts it through there again, and he has 10 points in the game. So the ball passed back in.
1-3-1 zone, looking to get the traps in the corner. That's where they're vulnerable, down on the wing.
Schultz went up for the shot and looked like he was hacked across the arm. I believe that Joe Wiley is the man who got him, and Joe did get him. I'll tell you that Schultz must be putting some pretty good moves on under there.
He is. He makes a nice spin move here. He's got the big body. You can see Joe Wiley, a little bit lazy. That's where he needs to just back off a half a step and react. Wait for Ray Schultz to make his move, and Joe, with his quickness and leaping ability, will snuff that every time.
Well, that second foul on Joe, and Mark is over there on the bench. Mark Richardson with 4 personal fouls on him over on the bench. So you see from that Schultz has been putting on some fairly decent moves in under the basket, getting the one big man, Richardson, in deep trouble.
That's exactly what Schultz, he knocks the free throw down. That's exactly what Schultz wants. He wants to body up with Joe Wiley. He wants to feel him and know exactly where he's at. If Joe Wiley would back off.
Eric Brown checks back in for the Canes. 12 points now for Schultz in the game, unofficial. Warren brings the ball down against Morsi Jones, takes the shot off the rim. Ball comes back, hits him in the face. He grabs the ball, and Williams will shoot. In and out, and there's Schultz on the rebound. Ray Schultz, 6'8", freshman from Philadelphia. I'm impressed with the way he's played.